Okay, you made your MMA debut at Battlefield 1 when you were 17. This is BFL 66. Um, what do you think your biggest improvement has been in the last year during COVID when you've been sharpening your skill set?
I actually believe I've been working a lot on my wrestling. Like everybody knows me for striking and standing up and good takedown defense. But one thing I actually haven't really showcased is how good my wrestling is, my control, how much I can grind when it really comes down to grappling. And that's something I'm excited to show off.
Now, in this fight specifically against Curtis, do you think when it's on the feet, he's going to try to fight with you in the kickboxing range and not get into the boxing range with you?
I think he's gonna try to dance with me, but I think once he actually feels the timing and the sharpness, I think he might look to shoot for the takedown. But either way, I'm game for whatever happens.
Now, a lot of people know you for your knockout, but your footwork is extremely underrated. People don't realize how good your footwork is. Do you think your footwork and your angles are going to give him problems when he's trying to close the distance and coming on you?
Yeah, definitely. I feel even like world class. I have training partners who have great movement, great footwork, different type of flow, and I don't think he has anyone in his team who can emulate anything like that.
Now, in an actual fight, you've only been taken down once as a professional, and that was a takedown that you got right back up to your feet. In your first 5 pro fights, there was a single takedown against you. There was 24 attempts, so you have impeccable takedown defense.
Who got that one? Was that?
What do you think? Do you think your takedown defense is very underrated, or do you think everybody knows how hard it is to take you down?
I think a lot of people know if they've watched my fights and they've seen how hard I grind against the fence. And I don't like to ever get to my back just because I like standing. I like boxing, and I don't like giving up that point or just letting up on the grappling.
Now, you also have very underrated offensive wrestling, but you showed it in your fight against the number 8 ranked Pacific Northwest fighter that was on a good streak. You showed your offensive wrestling, you mixed it up, you played your top game. Is that something that you are going to show more in this fight, or you don't think it'll be necessary? You'll try to keep it on the feet?
Honestly, I'm just gonna see how I feel when the fight goes. I actually feel comfortable to do whatever. If I feel like I got to switch it up to some wrestling, I won't be afraid to shoot. But I always like to get a knockout. I love the feeling of getting that for the team. So yeah, whatever comes, I'll just play how I feel.
Now, on the Canadian rankings, everybody in BC that knows your talent, they know you should be the top guy unsigned outside the big leagues, but they don't have you ranked high enough. Do you think those rankings are incorrect, not having you in the top 5?
Honestly, I don't pay attention to the rankings. I knew a couple of the guys who were ranked number 1 before making it to the big leagues, and we've trained together, and I feel like I'm right there. I belong with the best guys in the world, and I'm not paying attention to anyone less than that.
And now he's 18-13. He's got 31 pro fights. What do you think is the most dangerous part of his game?
With being 18 and 13, having 31 fights, I believe experience is a big key. Experience is a big thing, having good cage time. But like I said, I don't think his experience and his hard work is going to edge out my skill.
Now, this is a 5-round fight. You've been in 5-round fights before. Your last 4 fights have been world title fights. So you've trained back to back to back to back. And training for a 5-round fight is completely different than training for a 3-minute fight. 3-round fight. Do you think that's going to play a factor if this fight by any chance goes to the later rounds?
Yeah, I definitely think it'll play a factor. Preparing for 5-round title fights it's a different beast completely from just a regular pro fight. And like you said, I've been in fights that have gone the distance as well. I'm always prepared for 25 minutes, but I'm looking to finish this one early.
Now, you've been fighting for 11 years. You've been fighting since you were 17. So you're a lot more experienced than a fighter your age. Do you think you have more tricks in the bag for him than he expects for a fighter with only 6 fights? Sometimes you throw combos for opponents with light shots to draw their hands out before finishing with the power shots to knock them out. You've done that a couple of times before. Do you think when people don't expect things from you, that's how you knock them out, because they underestimate you? They think you don't have enough experience to have that in your arsenal?
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's going to be prepared for the skill set I have, having only 6 pro fights. Like you said, I've been fighting for 10 plus years. I know he's been fighting for a long time as well, but the caliber of training partners I've had and the skill set I do have, it's not reflected, I think, by rankings or by time. There's a place you can only get to with having certain skill and hard work